What is the Bitcoin Taproot update? The Bitcoin blockchain is expected to receive a major update in November. We'll now reveal what makes the Bitcoin Taproot update so special, what you should pay attention to, and what that could mean for the price of the cryptocurrency. What is the Bitcoin Taproot update? 4 years after the last major update of the Bitcoin protocol called SegWit, the Bitcoin Taproot update will follow in November 2021. Most miners gave their approval in June 2021. As with a program, the Bitcoin blockchain can always be further developed, changed and improved. The latest update in November is primarily intended to enable smart contracts. These smart contracts made Ethereum especially popular and successful, and smart contracts enable many applications of decentralized finance, DeFi. However, because smart contracts require a lot of storage space, they have so far not been possible on the Bitcoin blockchain and would be very expensive due to the amount of storage. The Bitcoin Taproot update is intended to bring the so-called Schnorr signatures onto the blockchain. A signature is needed for every transaction. The new Schnorr signatures can now efficiently combine many signatures. This makes smart contracts possible on the Bitcoin blockchain. A milestone. In addition, the often criticized high transaction fees are likely to fall. Another great advantage. The update also improves data protection. Because every Bitcoin transaction is completely transparent, the Taproot update is now supposed to obscure the background of transactions. You can still see pseudonymized who is the sender and recipient, but no longer what kind of transaction is taking place. What impact is the update likely to have? Overall, the Bitcoin Taproot update should make the blockchain even more efficient and popular. If smart contracts come onto the Bitcoin blockchain, and they are also not too expensive in terms of transaction fees, then many other cryptocurrencies will run into problems. Some have specialized in tackling Bitcoin problems and making it better. But Bitcoin is the only really decentralized blockchain, and also the most secure. So, why go anywhere else when you can get everything from Bitcoin? For the top dog, the update could mean a great opportunity to cement its place at the top even further. For some other projects, not all, of course, the air could get thinner for now. Interested parties and investors are watching this very closely. But it's still time. The update won't come until November 2021. In addition, the update should also have a positive effect on the price. Because when the blockchain becomes better, cheaper and more sustainable, investors are likely to strike. Of course, with such an update, nobody can say that the price could change by so and so many % or when it will change. Because there are also some other factors that are important for pricing. But the Bitcoin Taproot update is by no means bad for the price. Conclusion on the Bitcoin Taproot update. The Bitcoin Taproot update, which is expected to take place in November 2021, will reduce the transaction fees for Bitcoin, data protection will improve, the establishment of smart contracts on the Bitcoin blockchain will be easier, and there should be more transactions per block because the amount of memory per transaction is likely to decrease. These are all positive aspects and should help the Bitcoin network. Presumably, the price should also rise with a successful implementation. But the price also depends on other factors, which is why a price increase can also be earlier or occur much later. In any case, the Bitcoin network should improve with the Bitcoin Taproot update.